Hey, Team Beautifully Polished. Hello. It is Wednesday. I'm going to give you guys a minute to hop on. Ooh, silent my phone because I always seem to get calls or something or notifications during this. All right, give people a sec. Once I see an eyeball, then I know people are there. Oh, good. Somebody's there. I got the new, well, they're not new to me. The blue light glasses. Anybody wear those? I feel very smart in them, but I'm hoping it'll help my eyes not feel so tired from looking at my computer screen all day. So if you don't have them, they're on Amazon. And mine actually have a little magnifying in there too. So they're kind of reading glasses slash the blue light glasses. So, okay. Good morning, Brandy. All right, we got some people on. Okay, so this week you'll notice I have not put up a stylist spotlight because I'm going to post someone today that has nothing to do with what today's training is. Today's training is on taxes, and honestly, I don't know enough about any of you guys to know to spotlight you for if you did very good on your taxes. So I am not doing the spotlight according to the training. So I will put out somebody that for a different reason today. Okay, so let's talk taxes. The reason I thought of taxes today, well, because I just turned mine in the other day. You know, with COVID, we all got an extension. So we kind of took advantage of that extension. Not that I couldn't have gotten it done over quarantine, but we still didn't get to it. So let's talk a little bit about taxes. I want to start with, I am not an accountant. I am not an expert. Okay, so your best bet is always going to whoever does your taxes or to an accountant to get questions. And we do have a call we did with an accountant on our YouTube channel, our Beautifully Polished YouTube channel, if you ever want to take a peek at that one. But I'm just going to kind of tell you a little bit about what Color Street does with taxes and then the write-offs I do. So if you have not done your taxes yet, okay, you want to think about it. It is now halfway through 2020. So if you have not been saving receipts and you have been doing your Color Street business, I highly recommend you start saving things. So we'll get you all organized for the rest of the year. Color Street does not take out taxes. As you notice, you get the full amount, right? You will get a 1099. So if you make over $600 in a year, so if you make over $600 in 2020, come January 2021, you will get a 1099 from Color Street. If you made it last year, you already got yours for this year. All right. So my habit is, figure out what your tax bracket is. And what I do is I take every paycheck I get. Well, I really do it on my monthly commissions, not as much on my weekly. My monthly, and I kind of round up on my monthly to cover my weekly is what I do. I take a certain percentage and I put it in a savings account, and I do not touch my savings account. That is for when I have to go and pay taxes. So I'm set. So all of a sudden I'm not hit with, oh my gosh, I owe this money. So, figure out what your tax bracket is. If you typically have to pay, if not, you don't, I would still set money aside because this is a whole different income. Set money aside so you're not stuck at the end. Then so far every year I've set too much aside and I have extra money. So then it's a bigger bonus. But I'd rather set too much aside and be happier at the end than all of a sudden owing money. So again, if you sell over or if you make over $600, you'll get a 1099. Okay, so what does this mean? It means I save receipts from everything I do that has to do with my business. Because what it's going to do is it's going to kind of, if you make $10,000 for the year, it doesn't really count for half, but they're going to put that money toward what your write-offs are, your expenses towards what you actually made. All right, so it helps you not have to pay as many taxes because it's going to deduce the amount you made by according to what you spent on your business. Again, I'm going to tell you what I save receipts on, but an accountant would tell you, like when I tell you I save money for the gifts, all the gifts and prizes I do with you guys, I write those receipts off. Well, there is a certain limit, dollar amount you can spend on gifts and all that. I don't know all those. I get all my receipts together. I turn them into our accountant in an Excel spreadsheet with the receipts, and then he looks through it all and makes sure it's okay. So on a regular basis, I throw all my receipts in this basket. So it's just a big stack of receipts. Each month, I then put in a baggie and I label. So nothing super fancy. It literally says March 2020. And I'll put all my receipts from that month in here. I then have my assistant actually then will put it in my Excel spreadsheet. So she'll look through all my receipts and then file them in my Excel spreadsheet for what, what they fall under, office supplies, and I'll tell you the different categories I do. So that is what I do. Then, then this would be last year's. Now I have all last year's in a bag, all identified, all labeled, all ready to go to an accountant. Okay. So what do I do? Let me pull up my Excel spreadsheet here. Okay. So just to give you an idea and I'll go through a few random months. So things I write off every month guaranteed would be all my little monthly things, like my scheduling calendar for you guys, that Acuity scheduling. If you ever schedule a call with me, that's monthly. I do the shuffle, my electronic business card, that's a monthly fee. My cell phone bill, you can write off part of your cell phone bill. Again, I turn in my cell phone bill and I let him break down what part it is. You can write off a percentage of the square footage of your office and house. I let him figure that out. Like your consumer bill, again, it's a percentage. It's not the whole thing. But working from home, you get to write things off like that. So find out what it is. I turn it into him. He does the breakdown of how much I'm allowed to take from each one of those. Office supplies. So if I'm buying paper, ink, letterhead, any scissors, glue, paper, pens, pencils, anything I use, I work from home. I have to use all this stuff for my business. I would consider those office supplies. Promotion gifts, anytime I'm offering a promotion to the team. Anytime someone promotes, like the people that are direct to me, if they promote, I give them a gift. Or I send out random gifts to people every month on the team. Anytime I'm like in a meeting, if I'm giving gifts in a meeting or, like conference coming up, anything like that, any type of gift I'm buying for anybody on the team, those are a write-off. Meeting expenses. So like I pay for the room. When it was covered by, when you guys had to pay a fee and it wasn't covered by me, it was regional, then I don't write it off. But when it's covered by me and it's not regional, I write that off. If I ever bring refreshments or anything to the meeting, I'm writing that off. My assistant, of course, is a write-off. I have a business coach or have had one at different times. I write that off. Any training, like if you do a Sherry McAllister training for $25, that's a write-off. If I go meet with someone, again, there's limits on this too, you guys. Restaurant stuff and eating out they're real picky on. But like, let's say I go meet with a stylist and we grab some food. I'll turn that in. I believe alcohol cannot be counted. Again, I'm not the accountant. I'm just telling you what I write off. So if you went and had a drink, sometimes we go to one under after our meetings, and we might have food and drinks. You can write off the food portion, not the drink portion, the alcohol portion. If I was to meet a potential person, if I was to meet with a hostess, anything like that, I am saving those receipts. I pay for an app on my phone for all my mileage. Mileage gets written off too. So I pay that monthly fee for the app. And every time I finish driving, I just swipe for business or personal. And that way I didn't have to calculate it all like I've done in the past. So I do that. Anytime you go like to conference, to a retreat, anytime you're paying, like even we did a leader retreat at my house. I think I charged, $20 like something like that too. If you ever needed, like, let's say you pay a fee to me, what I love PayPal because like all my shipping, when I ship nails and stuff out, if I pay anybody, let's say, like sometimes we've sent as PFs, we've sent lunch to home office and I'm paying one of the other PFs for us to send lunch to home office. all that shows up if I pay it through PayPal. So PayPal, I can print a summary and I have everything I've spent through PayPal, and I can circle the ones that are work related through PayPal. Um, if you are at conference together with somebody else and you split the hotel room, you write off the hotel room. If you're paying them through that, you can get through PayPal, you would again print that. If you're taking transportation from the airport, airplane fees, any of that. Um, I know what I was going to show you. If you do, let's say you're doing an event, any event fee is going to be, you can turn in. If I do a donation basket to somebody, I try to write myself a little receipt just saying who it's for. Okay, here was a basket for a fundraiser's value of $75. And then I put these little receipts in there. This was, again, like she did photographs for our team. So I wrote a receipt because she didn't really have a receipt for me. So I write it on there. Like anytime I do any type of raffle donation, if they don't have a letter for me, sometimes they'll give you a letter saying you donated such and such. If not, I write myself this so I don't forget. Recently I've had to, like I had to pay, April Shook for her mom for embroidering the masks. Well, I just wrote a check, and unfortunately, when I got business checks, they goofed up and didn't give me duplicates. So I'll write myself a receipt through here, and I screenshot it on my phone. So I have a photo of it too, because I always want to have some type of written, because I'll forget. If I don't do it, I'll forget. And then all of a sudden it's the end of the year. I try to make sure I have all my expenses at the end of the month put in the bag. I have everything printed. I save, anything through Amazon I've ordered, nail files, earrings for your customers, the little baggies if you're putting things in baggies, Color Street swag, all your business supplies if you're not using product credits, all that stuff. Print the receipts. Unless you're a person who does everything online. I don't know how to do it all online. I know some people do it all online. I print it all and we turn it in. I think let's see. Oh, your Color Street website. That's another monthly charge. Yeah, some raffle baskets. Postage. Make sure you're, like I said, through PayPal or even just your stamps. When you buy your postage, write that off because you're sending your nail sets out with that. If you're buying stationery, anything you are doing for your customers or your team. Just kind of looking through the different months. If I've made donations, sometimes I make a donation for like a foundation I'm incorporated through my corporation. Then I will, it's a $50 donation. I will write it myself a $50 receipt. Let's see. I think that is probably most of the things. I'm just kind of taking a peek. Yeah, folders, again, all the office stuff you use, your promotion things, team gifts, customer, sending things out. I think that's about most of the topics I can think of. Let me see, I'm covering up the chat over here. Let me see if you guys, someone said like you, thank you. Let's see if anybody has any questions or comments. Again, I'm just saying out there, I am not an accountant. I save all these receipts and he can pick through and say, nope, you've spent too much you can only spend this much on gifts, and he can come back to me. But I turn it all in and let him go through that. Yeah, you have an app. I thought there was something where you could scan receipts. That's good. I do not do that. Yeah, okay, good. You're going to send it to her. Do you need a receipt for everything you send, or can we tally it up ourselves? Well, I mean, the thing is, if you were ever to get audited, they want to see proof. Even like the miles I do on my phone, I'm supposed to go in and specifically say what was I doing? Was I driving to the dollar store to get items for our meeting? You're supposed to be writing all that down. God, I feel like all I do is drive around for hours right now to nail drop-offs. And I'm saying hours because I feel like for a while, all my nail drop-off things were taking like 45 minutes at everyone's house because they were all quarantined and they wanted to chat so long. um, so I know the accountant, when he came to our team, said you got to be real specific on food ones. Who are you meeting with? What's it about? Um, so write that on your receipt. Anything you can write at the top of your receipt to identify what it is. I circle all of it. If I go to the grocery store, I try to keep things separate. Let's say I'm buying food, because it's bring a dish to a meeting and I'm buying food. I try to pay for that separate, but if it's mixed in my grocery bill, then I'll circle a few things and then total it at the bottom so I can have a tally of what from that receipt came. Can we take off for paint? Yep. Yep. That's another one of my monthly ones. The app I use for driving is Mile IQ. I did it the free version for a while, and I can't quite remember why I ended up switching to the paid version, or maybe a time ran up. I can't remember, but there could be some free ones out there. Someone had recommended this one to me, and I guess I never really looked into it. Of other ones, I just continued using it. Oh, Canva. Like I bought the Canva. I upgraded to Canva, so I'll write that off. I pay for a Zoom account. I'll write that off. Um, you know, okay, Darlene uses QuickBooks and MyLikeU. In my mind, I would rather be deducing the amount I'm going to be paid in taxes by giving things that are going to help my business grow. So I'm putting money into my business, but it's going to make my business bigger. And ultimately, I'd be paying more in taxes if I didn't have these receipts. That's how I look at it. So, I'm not totally careless. I watch what I spend still. I'll be a bargain shopper till the day I die. I always try to find a good bargain. But I am more liberal sometimes, knowing this kind of, if I put money in my business, it's going to help my business. So, like offering promotions gets people excited, right? So I'm going to do a promotion to get people excited, giving little presents, little nail files and cuticle sticks and earrings and tattoos to my customers, makes them happy and makes them want to come back to me. So it ultimately makes me more money. So again, you got to put in to get back, right? So I think that's about all the comments I have from you guys. So that's what I have for you guys today. So if you have not started collecting receipts, I highly advise you, don't wait too long because you're halfway through the year already. Go back, look through your Amazon. I mean, realistically, January and February, we were out and about. March, April, and May, we weren't going anywhere. So your receipts are probably all through your computer. You probably were not going out to stores that you would have thrown receipts away because we were all quarantined. So it actually would be a pretty decent time to be able to locate receipts of what you've spent money on and just start setting that aside. And like I said, mine is nothing fancy. It's Ziploc baggies separated by month, but it keeps me organized and it keeps me on task. So I don't have to all of a sudden at the end of the year when my husband says it's tax time, I'm not scurrying for 12 months. I've been doing it every single month and inputting it every single month. So that is my suggestion to you guys. Be smart about it. Again, the more money you make, the more taxes you're going to have to pay. So, just be smart. But it's a great business to have, and you just got to be smart about it so you don't end up at the end having to pay more than you were prepared to pay. All right, so that is my tips for today. Is if you haven't started, start it. And if you have started, just make sure that look back through and make sure you have pulled everything you possibly can. They can always tell you no and turn it down. So turn it in and then you can see what happens. All right. So that's my advice, and happy Wednesday. And we're coming close to the end of the month. So don't forget about our Color Street masks. I'll tell you, I get comments all the time wherever I go. And it's a very comfortable mask. So I'll be doing drawings for those. If you're at 600, your name is automatically, you don't have to do anything. I'm just going to run a report for each separate team. Remember, I'm doing drawings in each of my different legs to make it so people have more chances instead of just doing the whole team, because some teams are way bigger than other teams. So that allows maybe a smaller team to have just as many chances as that bigger team for their team. So don't forget that. And then if you sponsored anybody, you get a ticket for each person that you sponsored. And yeah, so it'll be fun to give those away. I cannot wait to have us walking all over town with our Color Street masks on. All right. And some of you, we will see one last thing. Couple weeks is conference, you guys. So, you know, we have had a lot of discussions about quarantine. I need to say right here and right now that whether you come to the in-person meeting or don't, it is totally your choice. People have very, very different viewpoints of what they're comfortable with Corona. If you're the person that is not comfortable being around a group, that is totally fine. I totally respect that. If you are the person that feels 100% comfortable and it doesn't bother you at all, I'm totally comfortable with that. At these meetings, we're treating it for the way we're supposed to be treating it, which is we are holding up the rules that are in public. You know, we will be 6 feet apart in the seating. We are not going to have hugging, which is going to be so hard. Hugging and handshaking. We're going to stay away from that. It's going to be hard. We haven't seen each other in a long time, but we really need to respect people that might be kind of out of their comfort zone coming to this, but want to come, but still want to have their distance. So we're going to respect that. I would love for everyone to wear masks. You know, again, we can't enforce that. So if it's in your practice, I would cover up. We can still tell by our eyes when we're happy and smiling. We'll tell by tears if we're crying during the training or the airing. It's not really training that first night. Again, do what you are comfortable with. There is no judgment either way if you are to come or not to come, because I know everybody is on a very different levels of what they feel comfortable with about going out into public settings. So we would love to have people come. I believe Wyandott's up to 70. I know at first they were saying 100. I'm not sure what they're capping at this point. We are capping Richmond at 50. We felt more comfortable doing that and going to a restaurant. We're going to go to a restaurant where they have us all seated 6 feet apart. We don't have to worry about it. They're taking care of it. The room holds 100, so we can easily be with 50, be seated apart from each other with the TV screens in the restaurant. It's a back room, and they have TV screens. So that is a great thing that we're looking forward to at both events. We will be, so if you are worried, again, if you're worried about it, you will be in a event, either place with multiple people. So you need to make a decision if that's right for you and your family. So there's always a risk when we leave our house, but we're going to do our best we can to hold up the social distancing practices that people hold up mandated by the state. Okay, so I hope that helps those of you who are kind of on the fence. We would love to have you. We've been getting some fun little swag things for you guys that we're excited about. So we're excited to see the people that are going to come out. And that is all I have. All right. So I hope you guys have a great day, and I will talk to you soon. Bye. I'm such a hugger. That's funny, Kelly.